And welcome to District 15 4A JV Volleyball tonight from Seguin High School as the Lady Broncos of Mansfield Legacy take on the Lady Cougars of Seguin. And hello again, everyone. John Nelson, our AISD production crew, as we take a look at the starting lineup for the Lady Broncos of Mansfield Legacy, coached by Morgan Rogers, and off to a 4-1 district start, their only loss to Waxahachie. Seguin, the JV Lady Cougars, are also 4-1. And this is who head coach Caitlin Jamison will start tonight. So they're posturing for a tie for first place in District 15 4A. And just about set for action. Lady Cougars on the right, they will serve first. Paloma Portillo, and we are underway, and that one goes off the elbow of number 5, Olivia Corzine. 1-0, Seguin. And that one just inside the line for an ace, letting it go Madison Potter, a junior, and the Lady Cougars open up a 2-0 lead. Best of 3 on the JV level. Our first look at the Lady Cougars of Seguin. And that one is a shade long as Potter let it go in the first point for the Lady Broncos of Legacy. A campus not that far away from Seguin. And serving first for Legacy is number 12, Riley McKean. Guided over by Portillo. Short set in the middle, number 18 delivers. Peyton Burney. And Riley McKean, a freshman. One of 2 on the JV roster. Nice serve and off of Albera, and some confusion in the middle. Point Seguin. It is 3-2. And number 4, Tierra Camarillo. Camarillo in the net, needed about another foot. And tied at 3. Lindsay Harris, one of 6 sophomores. The only junior, well, they got 2 juniors. Madison Potter, number 11, and Shauna Mosby, number 2 for Legacy, and they just grab a 1-point lead. Lindsay Harris with a jump serve down the line, and the ace in front of Portillo. 5-3 Lady Broncos. Just one more game left in the first half of District 15 4A for these 2 teams. That will push across by Caitlin Hong. Blocked briefly by Marshall. The high set Manigo. And a held ball. It is 5-4. Tanya Marshall. Off of 18, Burney. She cut in front of Harris. And we start over at 5. Our second tie of the opening game. Pass it in the middle and a double hit on Ethley. Melody Ethley, point Lady Broncos. They serve, leading 6-5. Madison Potter. Trying to surprise, and doing so is Camarillo for Seguin. Tierra Camarillo with a short turn to the right. able to drop it over the net and tie it up at 6. Chased down by McKean. Trying to work it around the antenna, but running out of the angle was L'Espagnol. Chloe L'Espagnol. Point Seguin. They lead, and that one disappears on the service error. We're tied at 7. Chloe L'Espagnol, her first serve of the opening game. In the net. So each team has dropped one in the net. 8-7, Seguin, substitution Legacy. Madison Fielding on. Angelica Olvera. Bump it over to Moody on the outside. Played nicely around the post by Camarillo. Off of Hong. Short set in the middle. Tipped by Effie. Moody. Good volley and a lift. And a point for Legacy. Taylin Moody, her first serve. Cleared by Camarillo. Number 17 on the run, and with a put down, Lexi Contos. Contos, a sophomore. She and Riley McKean, the two tallest players on the floor for Legacy, they lead 9-8. At the net, and off the wall, Contos. 10-8, Lady Broncos. So here's Moody. Just got it across. Off the net. Camarillo couldn't get it cleanly. Timeout. Lady Cougars, they trail by 3. 11-8. Almost halfway through the opening game. Rejoining play, number 8, Taylin Moody, preparing to serve for Legacy. Hong saved it, but then Harris up high, number 1 at the net. 12-8. Dr. Shelley Butler, the principal of Mansfield Legacy. Debbie Weems, the athletic director. Courtney Phillips, of course, here at Seguin. Harris finishes off another one, 13-8. So the hot serving Taylin Moody about to serve for the 4th consecutive time. That one is deep. It's pushed away by Olvera. Cleared, two-handed Effie. Setting it up for Contos. Last attempt and cleared by Hall. Cross court and down. Lindsay Harris. 14-8. A 6-point lead. Another clean serve by Moody, played by Olvera. And that one didn't have enough lift. Ethley lost it. It's 15-8. Chased down, and now a clean return by Ethley. Lady Cougars setting up. Down by 7. Pushed across by number 12, Riley McKean. McKean in front of a quartet of Lady Cougars. 16-8. Still in play, the high return. In the middle, and the third kill in this first game for Lexi Contos. Lady Bronx now leading by 9. Moody with a more forceful serve. On the outside, Harris got it across. With her back to the net, Camarillo clears it. Denied again. On second effort, Lindsay Harris. 18-8, timeout, Seguin. A 10-0 run currently by the Lady Broncos. Seguin is set. Not much depth, so you have to play with what you have. Only 2 reserves for Seguin. On the JV squad, they have a player that was in an automobile accident, so 1 starter out for a while for Seguin. 19-8. And the libero clears it, Potter. Off of Alvera. Hong keeps it above the floor. And the return is long, was not touched. And a point that Seguin really needs now, 19-9. Caitlin Hong serving. Outside to Harris. At the net, 1-on-1. Number 17, Alexi Contos, her 4th kill. Mansfield Legacy leading by 11, and Contos will serve. Off the net. Nice recovery by Tonia Marshall. Yeah, nobody there. It was set up by McKean. And a point for Seguin, it's 20-10. Paloma Portillo. And the block by Marshall. (20-11). Nice serve taken by Fielding. Point Seguin, 20-12. Paloma. Recovery by Bernie in the middle. 2 hits. Point Legacy. 21-12. Ryla McKean. Freshman with a good serve and off the knuckles. Off the hand of Alvera. 22-12. As soon as it got across, Marshall was there to make a play on it. Here's Potter. Blocked briefly by Bernie and still in play. 23-12. Again, both teams 4-1 in District 15 4A. And that return sails off the hand of Marshall, off the bottom of the wall, game points. Good volley here. Harris. Legacy captures game one, 25-12. Both teams will change ends. We step aside and back with the opening serve of game two from Seguin right after this. Legacy on the right, serving first. Game two underway. The return by Portillo. Number 18, Peyton Burney. And she delivers the first point for the Lady Broncos in game two. It'll be number 12, Ryla McKean. Good serve, almost touched the top of the net, played by Marshall. Here's Marshall on the outside, through the block, still in play, and chased down. Well, both of them were there. Potter and McKean kind of congested in the middle, point Legacy. 2-love. Over Camarillo, played by Olvera. Popped over by Manigo. Cross court set, and the kill by Harris. Lindsay Harris, number 1. There were 4 ties in game one. Then Legacy mounted a 10-0 run, eventually made it 11-0 for Seguin. Scored their 9th point, finding the open space and the pound down, Chloe L'Espagnol. Floater taken on the line by Hong. There's some muscle. Tonia Marshall. And Portillo. And you see the first point for Seguin in game 2. Short set. Marshall clears it. They work it outside to Harris. Played on the line, but unfortunately off the net. That was a nice play by Olvera. Angelica, number 5. Just to keep it in the Seguin end. 5-1. And Lindsay Harris about to throw it up. Tosses it high. Good serve taken by Hong. At the net, Camarillo. Second chance. Marshall in the middle. It is 5-2. Tierra Camarillo. Taken by Moody. Outside to number 9, Chloe L'Espagnol. 5-3. Just missed it. Oh, that was in, rather. Point for Legacy. Just inside the sideline. So that's a point to make it 6-2. Kind of like everybody else thinking it had missed and Seguin was about to serve. That's what you call a delayed call. 6-3. Tanya Marshall quickly back into the Seguin end, and Melody Ethley elevates and pushes it down. And a 2-point deficit. Marshall just around the libero Potter. Moody clears it across. It'll be number 2 off the right hand of Lesbon. Point Seguin. Jalen Manigo. 6-5 and a chance to tie it up here. That was a double hit. And Seguin has indeed tied it up. And the Lady Cougars now on a 6-4 run in game 2. Legacy winning the first game 25-12 and now regains the lead. Number 9, sophomore Chloe L'Espagnol. Dropping to a knee to save it was Alvera. Chased down outside the boundary by Alvera. Portillo indicates Hong to make a play on it. She does. Off of Camarillo. Here's Portillo. Moody, number 8. Taylin Moody. 8-6, Lady Broncos. Varsity game to follow. Amanda Shingleton makes her return to Seguin. Katra Ridgway in her first year at Seguin. 8-7. Jalen Manigo serving. Tipped briefly by Ethley. Cleared by Alvera. That one's cut off by Alvera. Portillo, there's Moody, pushes it all the way across to McKean and off the bottom of the net. And Seguin has tied it up here at 8. Potter got it across, right back. Hong sends it over. Nothing that Camarillo could do than avoid the foot foul under the net. She had to kind of put the brakes on. 9-8. Lindsay Harris. And a 2-point lead. And Taylin Moody will serve. Looks over at head coach Morgan Rogers. Played outside by Ethley. Down to McKean. Blocked by Ethley as the Lady Cougars reset. Alvera. Not the second time. Contos. 10-9. And Seguin gonna give Ethley a breather and bring on Tania Marshall. Lindsay Harris. 11-9. Lexi Contos. And that one, as soon as that ball got right above the top of the net, the whistle by the down official indicating maybe Seguin was out of position. Tiara Camarillo comes over and now double checking who should be on the back row. It's either 11-9 or they'll play it over. The assistant principal in the middle at Seguin. Courtney Phillips on the left. Amanda Singleton doesn't seem too nervous about the upcoming varsity match. It could be an alumni weekend almost. Return is not touched. 11-10. Here's Caitlin Hall. Right in front of the Lady Bronco bench. And Seguin has come back to tie it up at 11. Hong with a nice hard bullet serve. That one around Olivia Corzine of Legacy. 12-11. Portillo, Corzine chases it down. And number 4 takes control. Camarillo, timeout. Lady Broncos, Seguin leading by 2. Back to play as they whistle them back on the court. Seguin now leading by 3. Number 7 on the outside. Almost had it. Connor Birturek. That one tipped. 14-12. Ryla McKean serving. Connor Birturek in the match now for the first time for Legacy. That one off of Connor, number 7, the sophomore. 15-12. Right at the feet of L'Espagnol. 16-12 Seguin. Paloma Portillo. And that one mishit by Madison Potter, 17-12. Legacy winning the opening game, 25-12. And Seguin with its biggest lead by far, 5 points. Well, they try to work it over, and slipping down was Camarillo. They tried to get it into the direction of Manigo, 17-13. Connor Viertrek serving. Letting it go as it sailed over the left shoulder. Caitlin Hong. (18-13), leading by 5. And the whistle and the point for Seguin. Now the lead at 6. Up and down. Tanya Marshall, 20-13. And Coach Caitlin Jamison really urging her players to finish this one off, and that one in the middle of the net. 20-14, Madison Potter will serve. Potter goes deep, play by Hong, saved by Camarillo. And Moody off of Olvera. 20-15. Madison Potter. Brought along the plane of the net. 2016. Lady Broncos coming back here. Madison Potter. In the direction of Camarillo. And a double hit. It came quickly. 2 hits though, 2017. Timeout, Seguin. Madison Potter serving her team down by 3 points. And that one gonna move in the direction of the Seguin bench, 2018. It's a 5-0 run now for the Lady Broncos. And that serve a little long. 21-18. Tanya Marshall. Off of Potter. Up high for number 9, Chloe L'Espagnol. 21-19, substitution Legacy. And for the Lady Broncos, Ridgely Hearn, her first appearance. Ridgely Hearn, sophomore. Off the bench and a big serve. She comes through. Last attempt. Off the net, off of Manigo as well. Save briefly by McKean and then down. 22-19. Back on the floor is Madison fielding for Legacy. It'll be Jalen Manigo serving. in the corner. Witterek. And off the net and off the arm of Camarillo as well. 22-20. Taylin Moody backing all the way near the padding. And they let it go as it didn't play. Just wide by inches. 22-21. Moody, and that one just nosedived in front of Caitlin Hong. And Legacy has come back to tie it up. Legacy on a 9-4 run now. Off of Hong, saved deep by Manigo. All out dive by Hong. And then that one away from Potter. 23-22, Seguin. Olivia Corzine, number 5, now in for Legacy. Right back to Portillo. Just away and in front of Camarillo, 23 all. Lexi Contos. Pushed across by Effley. Collision there, but they play on. Bernie thought she had it. Nice play by Olvera. And Effley couldn't get it across. 24-23. What a comeback by Legacy in this second game. Possible game and match point here. Have to win by 2. Not yet, in the nets. Witterek, 24 all. Haloma, no, it'll be Hong, Caitlin Hong to serve. And Hong's serve is long. Beyond Corzine. Fielding comes out, number 6. 25-24 Legacy. Ryla McKean serving. Tipped by Marshall. Played deep in the corner, Potter. Outside the block. And Legacy comes back to win it 26-24. They were down at one point 17-12. They come back and win it to go to 5-1 in district. Seguin falls to 4-2. Legacy wins in 2. We break and back with a varsity match in 15-4A here at Seguin High right after this. Seguin High School the scene tonight, a District 15 4A matchup as the Lady Broncos of Mansfield Legacy take on the Lady Cougars of Seguin. John Nelson, our AISD-TV crew on hand for the first of two meetings this year. And this should be a pretty competitive match because of the coaching background of these two schools. Amanda Singleton makes her return to Seguin as we check the current standings in 15-4A. Waxahachie with a one-game lead over Legacy, a two-game lead over Red Oak and Summit. And you see Seguin at 2-3. And the starters tonight for the Lady Broncos, 3 seniors, a couple of juniors, and a couple of sophomores. Legacy coming off a win over Ennis. Seguin, or rather Legacy defeating Lancaster. Seguin coming off a win over Ennis. Amanda Singleton, just 3 weeks before the season started, returns to the coaching ranks. And of course, Amanda doing a nice job taking Seguin to the playoffs while she was here at Seguin. The Lady Cougars starting 3 seniors, a couple of juniors, and 2 sophomores. Again, Seguin at 2-3, defeating Ennis, and before that a loss to Waxahachie. And guided this year by Catra Ridgway, the former track coach and an assistant to Lauren Otto last year. And she got the job just a week before school started at Seguin. So both coaches really didn't have that much time to get with their squads before the season started. It was a rush job at both Legacy and Seguin. Just a few minutes away from getting this District 15 4A match underway. Legacy last year, a playoff team. They finished 11-4 in the district. Seguin finished 7-6. Legacy went on to win 21 matches last year, 21-22 overall. Amanda Singleton back at Seguin. She took over a pretty good program. Jennifer Chandler started the program at Legacy and has now moved on to Keller Fossil Ridge. Amanda certainly seeing an opportunity to step into a program that was already on solid foundation. She has 2 kids now and is back in coaching. Catra Ridgway at Seguin, the 3rd coach in 3 years at Seguin. Lady Cougars 2-3 in the district. Legacy 4-1. And Seguin on the right. Legacy with 7 seniors, 4 juniors, and a couple of sophomores. Homecoming week at Seguin. We're at the corner of Eden and Silo in southeast Arlington. And only 100 yards away or so, the city limits of Mansfield. Kelsey Rombach will serve first to get this match underway for Legacy, senior. And we are underway, taken by Alexandria Hong. Outside, number 13, Allery Mays. Seguin, despite that 2-3 district record and the coaching change, they haven't played all that bad. At the nets, almost underneath, and the violation of the first point goes to Seguin. And they're going to bring on number 4, Jessica Ochoa. Ochoa to serve first for the Lady Cougs. Just drops it over in the ace in front of a diving Jasmine Jones. 2-0 Seguin. Legacy led in kills by Samantha Eaton, number 12. In this one, deep play by Jones. Short set. It was Rombach that set it up. A high push outside to Ridgway. And the return is long. No touch, point Seguin. 3-0. Good crowd on hand. Outside the bell. And the return. Number 15 getting in position, Bethany Ross, 3-1. Legacy may have the advantage in height. Becca Storms, who has 12 service aces, sends this one long. It should be 3-2. They have 4-1 up on the board. Channing Hargis. And that one with a lot of air under it, Becca Storms. Well, maybe it is. 5-1. That is the correct score now, 5-1. Taken by the libero, Stewart. Off of McGowan, number 6. Point Legacy 5-2. Amanda Lanter serving. Rombaugh outside, tipped at the net by Cooper, number 2. To Jones. In play. And the points. Jasmine Jones. She's second on the team in kills. She has 29. Amanda Lanter serving. The serve received, taken by Aubrey Ridgway. That one's short. Underneath, point Legacy. 5-4. Catra Ridgway's husband now filling the void with the running program, the track and cross country program here at Seguin. Jones outside. Was it touched? It was. Touched deep by Alexandria Hong, and we're tied at 5. Amanda Lanter just off for the net, and the diving save by Ochoa. And Legacy takes the lead for the first time. Lady Broncos on top by 1. Tipped at the net by Ross. Pushed all the way across by Rumbach. And that one sails long off of Aubrey Ridgway. 7-5 Legacy. Ridgway, no touch. Just missing wide. And the lead at 3. Timeout taken by Coach Catra Ridgway and Seguin. Coach Ridgway really early on, since getting the job here, really tried to keep things simple. Laurenato came in and changed the system from Amanda, so the kids had to learn a new system. And wants this team to play a lot faster offensively. They're not good passers, and ball control is really a focus this year at Seguin. They lost a lot of height, so they really don't have the block they had last year. Laurenato now an assistant at the TCU volleyball program. She played for the Lady Frogs from 06 to 09, so she returns to TCU. And we continue with Legacy leading by 3. Number 19 with a soft touch, Mary Diaz. Tipped, blocked, and it just carries wide. Off of Mari Diaz, number 19, it's 9-5. Ridgeway tipped and played by Jones. Going away, 9-6. And Mari Diaz, a senior, serving for the first time. Good serve, taken on a knee by Becca Storms. And that's Bethany Ross. 10-6. Amanda going to bring on Casey McKean. Casey, one of 7 seniors. Off the chest of Nyoka. Yeah, that's too bad. Seguin with a chance to make it a 3-point game, now trailing by 5. And that return just missed. (12-6). Reverse set to number 14, Ridgeway, off the net, played by Rumbach. Up and down. And Seguin with its 7th point. It'll be Aubrey Ridgeway. And it won't, she'll come out. She'll turn it over to number 5, Chelsea Clemens. Chelsea Clemens, a senior. Nice serve off the elbow of Storms. Short set. And there's a special delivery, Samantha Eaton. 13-7. Eaton with her 53rd kill of the year. Jasmine Jones. Chased down in the corner by Seguin's Alexandria Hong. And that one to the right of Nyoka. 14-7. Seguin jumped out to a 3-0 lead. Eventually opened up a 5-2 lead as Jasmine Jones continues to serve. Block, they play on. Eaton got a hand on it. She and Rumbach. Jones with a softie. There in the position is Cooper in the corner. And the lead now at 8. 15-7. Jasmine Jones. Nice running save by Anderson Nyoka. On the run, number 12, Samantha Eaton. Eaton moving towards the post and fired it right in the middle, 16-7. Substitution, Ridgeway back in for Seguin. Replaces Chelsea Clemens. Off of Alexandria Hong into the padding. And the lead now at 10, timeout Seguin. Over in District 3 5A. We'll jump back into District 3 5A in a couple of weeks on AISD-TV. Arlington and Martin, as of this taping, both undefeated at 5-0, and the first mega matchup between those two will be at the Colt Gym this week. We'll have the return of the Arlington Martin match in late October. but it's Martin, Arlington, both unbeaten. North Crowley in second place at 4-1. And again in District 15 4A, Waxahachie undefeated at 5-0. 17 serving 7 as we rejoin play. Jasmine Jones all the way across to Allery Mays. Couldn't get anything on it, 18-7. Jones to the corner, played by Hong. Right back to number 12, Eaton. The set by Rumbach. Cross court set and the block. Laura McGowan. (18-8). (18-9) as Alexandria Hong, a senior, serving again off the net, played nicely by Bell, and the return not there. 18-10. Played by Stewart, the libero. Turned away by Nyoka. What a dig by Hong. She can dig it out of 2 tons of earth. And then Legacy comes right back. 19-10. Shelby Stewart in the serving rotation for Legacy. Stewart, one of 2 sophomores on the varsity. Played deep on the line by Hong. Popped across by Hargis. 19-10 Legacy on top. Getting in position outside for Mays. There's Mays again, number 13, and sent it wide left. Just pulled it. 20-10. Right back in the net. 20-11. Point Lady Cougs. And they will serve. Number 6, Laura McGowan. Number 2 wants it, and she comes through. Amanda Lanter, third on the team in kills. 21-11, Lady Bronx on top. And number 1, Kelsey Rumbaugh serves. Nice recovery by Mari Diaz, number 19. Now she switches over. And there's Lanter. Brittany Bell and Lancer both with good size for the Lady Broncos. They lead now by 11. They've doubled up on Seguin. Reverse set actually pushed into the Legacy side. Pushed into the Lady Bronco end at 23-11. Bell at the net. Sabrina Villagomez almost had it. The return was not touched. Point Seguin, 23-12. Jessica Ochoa. Played by Jones. They steer it over to number 2, Lanter. That one over Lanter. Played by Bell. And that one missed by 7 or 8 feet, and she knew it. Jasmine Jones. 23-13. Blocked in play. Wedged in the corner. 23-14. Tipped at the net and then tipped again. 24-14. So, game points for Legacy. It'll be Becca Storms. And the jump serve. In the middle, number 2, Amanda Lanter. And the Lady Broncos win game 1, 25-14. They switch, we rest, we're back in a minute. With the athletic director here at Seguin, Courtney Phillips. And Courtney, it's homecoming week. You have a good crowd tonight for Legacy. Amanda Shingleton returns. Katra now guiding the volleyball program. This is a kind of a strange situation, isn't it?
It is for sure. Coach Ridgway was the varsity assistant under Coach Shingleton when Coach Shingleton was here 2 years ago, and now she's at the helm, and now they're playing each other in a district ball game. So it's been very interesting, to say the least.
You know, 2 and 3 is not bad. I mean, Katra comes in, Waxahachie leading the district, Courtney, but all in all, I think a 2 and 3 start's not bad considering all that the short time she really had.
It really isn't, and we've unfortunately been plagued with some injuries. We had a setter out with a concussion at the beginning of the year. We have 2 middles out right now. We pulled a young lady up from JV, and Kylan Cooper, and she's stepping up for us. And so we've been plagued with some injuries here early, and we are still, like you said, we're still winning some ball games, and we're still in the hunt.
Okay, Coach, what about the basketball program? How are things progressing for the Lady Cougs?
We're going to be okay. We did lose 4 seniors last year, 1 starter, but we bring back 4 starters. And we've already played in a fall league, about 5 weeks of fall league, and then we played in a shootout this weekend. So we start up 2 weeks from tomorrow. So we're getting geared up for another basketball season.
Well, Seguin unfortunately came up short to Ennis in the district opening football game, 29-22, but Seguin really, they beat Nolan. I mean, they upset a pretty good team early in the season.
Honestly, just a couple of key things that happened in that game. We turned those around, we're winning that ball game. I mean, it was an incredible game. We really had a really good shot at it, and the kids played hard. And I think them playing Ennis that close, one of the better teams in our district, I think they know that they can do it now, that they're right on the cusp, right on it, getting ready to upset somebody.
How does Legacy look in their first meeting this year? I mean, this is going to be a nice return match when they hook up again in October, but how do the Lady Broncos look in this first meeting?
You know, I mean, they're so athletic and obviously play a lot of volleyball. But I was pleased with our girls getting up on them that quickly in the first game. You know, we were up 5-0, 4-0 right there at the beginning, and you know, our kids are just going to fight, and their goal tonight is fight to the finish.
Legacy may be a little taller, Coach. Seguin lost some height from last year and kind of had to change things since Lauren Otto left.
Yes. Definitely, and it's just different. You know, you have a different set of kids and a different clientele, so you've got to mix up things to do what you need to do to get the kids to play.
Here's Becca Storm serving for Legacy. It's a nice jump serve taken by Alexandria Hong. Outside to Ochoa. Saved by the libero Stewart. Ochoa tipped. Gowan up to number 19, Diaz, and then a block. Good volley, at least 10 touches. And a 2-1 Legacy lead. How's the tennis program? What's shaking here at Seguin other than
we've
volleyball?
We've had some really good matches on our girls' side and on our boys' side. We had a lot of tiebreakers in team tennis, and we graduated a lot of seniors on the boys' side last year. So the boys' side's kind of rebuilding, and the girls' side's been doing really well. They've really been holding their own in our team tennis. So we're hoping that spring is going to bring us some good things, and I believe we still have a week left in the team tennis season.
Finally, Courtney, what's the big event here at homecoming other than the pep rally and all that goes with the homecoming week? We missed homecoming here last year at the volleyball season, but this is a good crowd. And
this is a really good crowd. We have both of our junior highs here. Ferguson and Owsley are here tonight. And then Friday night, we'll start off with the volleyball. And, of course, we're playing one of our favorites, Summit. So that's always just a big rival for us since they're so close to us. And so we'll play volleyball Friday night against Summit, and then we'll hopefully play them again, or we'll beat Summit hopefully in football on Friday night.
I know Summit's been a great rival, but the Legacy matchups in all sports getting better. I can see a Legacy Seguin rivalry and everything heating up.
For sure. Legacy football had a big win Thursday night against Lancaster, so that's good for them. And most definitely, Legacy and boys basketball, I mean, it's all of the schools are coming up and everybody's getting more competitive.
Oklahoma football, can they win the Big 12 South?
I sure hope so. I'm an OU Sooner living in Texas, so I hope so.
All right, Courtney, thanks.
Thank you.
5-2, and Seguin comes right back to make it a 2-point game. Channing Hargis will serve for the Lady Cougs, the senior. And Hargis goes to the middle. And number 12, Samantha Eaton, taking control and giving Legacy a 3-point lead at 6-3. Casey McKean. The high set by McGowan. And Lauren couldn't get it as it spun away from Alexandria Hong. 7-3. I just couldn't tell Courtney that the road to the Big 12 goes through Austin from time to time. Ridgway, there she is again, off of Diaz. 8-3. Of course, this year it may go through Baylor. Timeout, Legacy. AISD Tennis in District 3-5A. The coaches and their teams begin the playoffs this week. Coach Hoover and the Bowie Vols will travel to play Coach Courtney Monroe and the Lamar Vikings. Coach Tim O'Neill and the Arlington Colts will travel to play Weatherford. And Coach Moore and the Martin Warriors get a first-round bye. So the 3-5A tennis playoffs underway this week. Seguin will be at Legacy on Friday, October 25th for the second matchup in volleyball. Casey McKean serving. Legacy won the first game 25-14, 2 hits, 9-3. Again, Legacy comes in at 4-1 in district. Their only loss to Waxahachie. Right back, Ridgway. Aubrey. Amanda Galley is the freshman coach At Seguin Volleyball, Jeff Stanley is the freshman B coach. Seguin coming back, 9-5. Mari Diaz. In position, but it carries long. Substitution, Seguin. Anderson Nyoka, number 10 in. That's Jasmine Jones serving for Legacy. A two-handed push. Jones drops it over Kylan Cooper, number 2. 11-5. Line drive serve taken by Hong. McGowan. And too many hits. 12-5. Jasmine Jones off of Ridgeway. There's Hong with a save. Steered over by McGowan. Blocked off the top of the net. It went off of Eaton, number 12. There's Samantha to the floor. Nyoka, just an all-out dive. At the antenna, Ridgeway. And a save by Ridgeway. She may have hit her jaw on the floor. Yeah, she did. She hit hard on the floor. Right on the lip on the side of the jaw. 13-5. Blocked out of bounds off of McGowan. 14-5. Lady Broncos leading by 9. McGowan and a quick push by Casey McKean, number 17. A push return. 15-5. Jasmine Jones. And number 12, Samantha Eaton. And on the year, that is her 56th kill. 16 serving 5. Off of Ochoa. It'll be Ridgeway. Ridgeway wants it, blocked. Right back to the floor in front of Jasmine Jones. 16-6. And here's Chelsea Clemens. Hey, Sam, how you doing? Sam Nix, the new principal here at Seguin, going to join us at the scores table. Sam, did September go by about as fast as you thought?
Is it September already? Absolutely.
How's your first month?
Well,
month and a half, really, Sam.
It's great. The kids are great. The school is great. The Seguin Nation's great. Just really enjoying this learning experience, you know?
Homecoming week.
Absolutely. We're looking forward to a great game. It's a festive week for us. Kids are doing all kind of decorating and getting ready for this game on Friday, so we're really excited.
Sam, were the numbers up, the enrollment this past year, or about the same?
Numbers are up this year. We're at about 1,750 right now. Smallest school in AISD, however, in my opinion, the best.
Well, you didn't have to change much at all when you came over then, did you?
Not at all.
What do you like about the student body here, Sam? What gets you going every day? Well, and it does start early, I know.
Oh, there you go. You're absolutely right. You asked me what I like most about the student body here. You know, these kids are just resilient. They're awesome. They have a no-quit attitude. They have a positive attitude. We've got great parental support. Kids want to do well. They just want to do what every other kid wants to do, and that's just learn in a safe, orderly, and productive environment.
When you are not in the office and, you know, you have the junior high feeder schools, do you go across campus to maybe check now and then at Ferguson and, you know, the other junior high?
I haven't had an opportunity to do that yet, but that's definitely in the plans. Yeah.
19-8 Legacy on top. Seguin serving. Laura McGowan. Quick recovery on the outside, but then Clemens in position for Seguin. And number 2, Amanda Lanter, elevates up and just missed it, 19-9. So now the deficit at 10. The football season, I was talking to Courtney and the tough loss she had against Ennis. But all in all, Carlos Lynn had a good returning offense, and you beat Nolan. You upset a private school that won state last year.
Absolutely.
How do things bode well the rest of the district?
I'll tell you what, that game against Nolan, as you brought it up, was a down-to-the-wire game. Coach Lynn is a great, get out there, Coach Lynn is a great coach at making sure that our students keep their composure. As you saw our comeback capacity last week, we're looking forward, and we won one against Sam Houston. We're really looking forward to showing what we can do this week against Summit. Really looking forward to a great rest of the school year.
What changes do you see in the campus maybe in the next year or so?
That's a great question. One thing that we're really focusing on doing is improving our parental involvement, improving our collaboration and communication, and just improving all around the respect of our students, not just student to student, but teacher to student, administrator to student, just the overall culture and climate of the campus. We're just looking for continuous improvement.
How about the rest of the staff that really assist you here at Seguin?
Oh man, they're awesome. You know, that's the thing about it. This thing is not a one-man show. This is a collaborative effort. We serve, we work together, we collaborate, and we get it done.
Kind of like our broadcast team here, a collaborative effort.
I'll tell you what.
There is no I in team, but sometimes there's a me, but no, that never comes up.
I'll tell you what, whenever Spence is involved, it's going to be a quality program, that's for sure.
It is. Sam, thanks for dropping by.
Hey, I appreciate it. Great
bet.
job. Thank
Have
you.
a good rest of the year.
Thank you very much.
All right. 23-10 in the late stages of Game 2. Legacy on top. And there really isn't anything like homecoming week at any of the AISD campuses. I believe Martin has the last homecoming game in the district. It's towards the middle of October, so they're the last one to have all the festivities. It's November? October 11th, yeah. And there's the clincher from Jasmine Jones, and Legacy wins Game 2, 25-10. Legacy has won the first 2. They'll change. We break and back with the third game in a minute. And just about set for Game 3. Seguin out to prove that the government's not the only thing to shut down this week. They need to come back and make a game of it here in the third. Kelsey Rumbach serving for the Lady Broncos. Legacy trying to go to 5-1 in district, and that one just away from the libero Shelby Stewart. And Seguin indeed captures the first point of Game 3. Jessica Ochoa. And again, it really has to be strange. The former coach returns her assistant, now the coach at Seguin. And a 1-1 tie. Amanda, one of the all-time great Lady Colts. Chelsea Clemens across the way, and Seguin now leading by 1. Kylan Cooper on, number 2 at the front row. And Laura McGowan, number 6, serving, taken by Stewart. Set up in the middle for number 15, Bethany Ross, the sophomore. Ross with a hard put down, 2-all. Amanda Lanter. And a 3-2 Legacy lead. Red Oak, Lake Ridge, and Lancaster, the other teams in District 15 4A. We've already chronicled the start that Waxahachie has. Red Oak and Ennis. (4-2). And number 12 rifles one through, Samantha Eaton. Amanda Lanter, taken by Ridgeway. Number 19 with a dink. Mari Diaz, 6-2. Not gonna make it. Lanter departs. Shelby Stewart, the libero, back in. And there is Stewart. At the net, Rumbach, right back. Nice block, it stayed in play, 6-4. Senior Mari Diaz, number 19. Carrie Pride's the assistant principal here at Seguin. She's across the way. Point Legacy, 7-4. Couple of subs for both sides. Casey McKean in. And there is the assistant principal here at Seguin, Carrie Pride. Saved in the corner by Ochoa. Through the block, Samantha Eaton. 8-4. Casey McKean off of Ridgeway. They feed Hall. Cross court to Jones. Seguin keeps it alive. They do it again. Ridgeway with the last hit. Number 12, Eaton. 9-4. Tipped by Eaton, had to make a play on it. McKean couldn't get to it. It's 9-5. And they'll bring on Chelsea Clemens, a senior, to serve. Good serve off of Stewart. Setting it up for number 12, Samantha Eaton. 10-5. There comes Brittany Bell, number 5. And joined by number 18, Kara Tegsey. 10-5. Well, they're back to the net, steered across by Cooper. Off of Nyoka, 11-5. That's the 61st point of the match for Legacy. Seguin has 29. Off the bottom of the net and underneath. 12-5. Kara Tegsey. And pushed it wide right. Service error. Lead cut in half. Alexandria Hall just drops it over, and the ace in front of Casey McKean. First ace for Seguin in this third game. Off of number 8, Channing Hargis. Point Legacy, 13-7. And that one into the seats. 14-7. The Dean P. Corey Band Spectacular takes place next week. All the bands getting ready for that spectacular. They'll fill the October air with music next week in the Kill away from Hong. And you want to stay tuned at the end as all the combined bands will perform a patriotic song to conclude the Dean P. Corey Spectacular. 15-8. Legacy leading 2-0. And now the lead has doubled at 16-8. In for the Lady Cougs, Sabrina Villagomez, number 1. And here's Legacy's number 1, Kelsey Rumbach. And the down official checking the scorebook. Tried to hammer it through the block. And nicely done, 16-9. UTA's Maverick Stadium, the site once again for the Dean P. Corey Band Spectacular. And again, checking the scores book. Legacy leading by 7. Seguin will close out the regular season against Summit on October 29th at Summit. Football this weekend in the AISD. We'll get to some of those games after this next point. And there it is. Lamar plays Arlington. Bowie will play Pascal. Martin hooks up with Weatherford. Sam Houston and North Crowley. And homecoming for Seguin as they play the Jaguars of Mansfield Summit. That's the schedule this week in AISD football. Zone play has started in the junior highs. 17-10, Legacy on top. Becca Storms with a running jump serve that will register as an ace. They won the first game 25-14, 25-10 the difference in game two. Storms this year has 13 service aces and continues on. It is 19-10. And another one just like the other one, 20-10. Number 8, Channing Hargis. Good serve taken by Jones. Outside Jones. And off of number 19, Mari Diaz. And Legacy now beginning to flex its muscles. On top 20-12. Trying to win in 3 and to go to 5-1 in district again. A 4th place finisher in the district last year. Well, that's the 3rd filibuster we've had so far. That one didn't last too long. Off of Ridgeway, played on the line by Willa Gomez. And Legacy up now by 9. 21-12. Trying to win in 3. Seguin with its 13th point. (22-14). Over the right shoulder of Diaz. 23-14. Again, our next AISD-TV match in 2 weeks. We'll see the Lady Vols of Bowie. And then Martin Arlington in late October. Match point. Legacy about to go to 5-1 in district. And there it is. The Lady Broncos come in. They win the first of 2 meetings this year. against Seguin. 25-14 the final in Game 3 as both coaches and players congratulate each other. Well, that'll wrap it up. Again, the Dean P. Corey Band Spectacular on AISD-TV next week. And then a couple of more volleyball matches. Vern, Kurt, Anna, and Spence, our crew tonight. Legacy winning in 3. This is John Nelson saying goodnight from Seguin High.